Man who calls himself trans is wearing woman face no different than I would wear blackface trying to be a man who calls himself trans is wearing woman face no different than I would wear blackface trying to be a black person.
I understand. And
it's assuming an identity that isn't yours.
on that specific example, I think it's the intention behind it.
The intention is completely irrelevant. It's the action that we must judge, correct?
Well,
So if somebody
intentions
robs
are-
a bank because they're poor, they should still go to jail regardless if they're poor or rich. If somebody appropriates a womanhood identity, they could say, well, I just wanted to be happy, or I just wanted to win the NCAA championship because I wasn't able to compete against men. We should call them a cheater. So their intent, he said, not she. He said on ESPN this weekend, I just wanted to be happy. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of happy cheaters out there. That's why we have standards.
I feel like you're giving a lot more malicious intent to these individuals.
But it's irrelevant. They're doing something evil. It doesn't matter if they think they're doing good. Every evil force in the history of the world thinks they're doing good. And
He said every malicious person in the world that think they doing good, they think they doing good, but it's only bad. So just for some recap on what I just played, and we're going to get into starting the pod in a moment, but homie said, you know, there's no difference from a white person wearing blackface than a person that's trans and they dressing up as a woman, and they're pretty much moving along the guise of appropriating another culture, appropriating something because that's what they feel like. So he pretty much jumped off the porch and said, hey, listen, I understand that's how you feel, but there's something wrong with how, there's instinctively something wrong with you moving the way that you did, with you dressing up as a woman, but you're a man, is synonymous to blackface. Do you guys agree with that? Tap in with me, Clubhouse. Do you guys agree with that?
I don't know. I'm conflicted. I don't.
Let me
I
play it
don't.
again. Let me play it again so you guys can understand
Yeah.
it. So you guys can understand it a little better. Check it out. Live on Broadway podcast.
man who calls himself trans is wearing woman face no different than I would wear blackface trying to be a black person.
I understand. And
It's assuming an identity that
This
isn't
is a
yours.
white man speaking.
on that specific example, I think it's the intention behind it.
The intention is completely irrelevant. It's the action that we must judge, correct?
Well,
So if somebody
intentions are-
robs a bank because they're poor, they should still go to jail regardless if they're poor or rich. If somebody appropriates a womanhood identity, they could say, well, I just wanted to be happy, or I just wanted to win the NCAA championship because I wasn't able to compete against men. We should call them a cheater. So their intent, he said, not she. He said on ESPN this weekend, I just wanted to be happy. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of happy cheaters out there. That's why we have standards.
I feel like you're giving a lot more malicious intent to these individuals.
But it's irrelevant. They're doing something evil. It doesn't matter if they think they're doing good. Every evil force in the history of the world thinks they're doing good. And
So here's the thing. I think, you know, where he was going to with that was women that aren't, women that aren't born natural women, they shouldn't be competing in women's sports because you're born a man. So if you're born a man, then so what if you dressing up because you feel like being a woman? So what if you dressing up as instinctive? You were born a woman. I mean, you was born a man. So naturally, you're gonna be able to perform. You're gonna be able to perform a little bit better when it comes to certain when it comes to certain sports, so forth and so on. So what are you guys' thoughts on that before we start this pod?
I'm still conflicted, and here's why. Because I feel like, I mean, in some regard, that is true. Um, just me personally, I don't think that just because of the genetic makeup of what you are, like if you are cisgender, like woman, meaning you're born a woman and you transition to a man, you should be playing with the men because genetically, like they're going to, I'm not saying that they can't handle it, but is they're more at an advantage and vice versa. I wouldn't necessarily call them like a cheater. Um, but I think that in sports they kind of move the goalposts a little bit to try to accommodate everybody's sexual orientation. And so when it comes to athletics, I think that the lines are being blurred. They're going to be blurred, and there's going to be a lot of disadvantages to athletes who have worked all their lives. Whereas, let's take like women's track and field, that's a big thing because there are transgender women who are competing with cisgender women, and you can noticeably see the difference. As born a male, your muscles are bigger. Your genetic makeup is stronger. Even the workouts, you're going to be performing at a higher level than a naturally born woman or cisgender woman. So I think that's what he's trying to say. However, the way that it's coming out, it is very judgmental because
So here's the thing, real quick, right, La? I don't think it's fair to women to have a man to run track, right, or whatever
no,
the
I don't
case
think
may
so
be.
either.
So, but what I'm saying is we can't move the goalpost and make it okay for certain things and not make it okay for other things, because then it just opens up Pandora's box and make it hella confusing. Let's open it up for everybody else, though, La. We're not standing on this. I just want to get you guys lighthearted thoughts on it. Tap in with us. We got Ashton up here. We got Breeze. We got D. We got Toy. We got a few giants up here. Tap in with us. How you guys feel about it?
So just the way that he like compared it to like a white person doing blackface, I just feel like completely against. Like that's just like the history behind it and like what it means versus like I would not be offended if a woman if a man was dressed like a woman and identified as a woman, because they're not doing it in a comical, like kind of like racially derived way.
Yeah.
But in terms of, yeah, see, I mean, I don't think I could outrun somebody. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about like if transgender females should compete against just females. So yeah, I'm not sure.
So I think it's a very interesting point that he raised, and I understand. I understood exactly what he said the moment he said it, because I make examples extreme, because that's the best way to make them, in my opinion, to drive your point home, is to make your example extreme, right? But we got Toy, we got a few other giants. I want to weigh in on that. Breeze, D, Luella.
I'm gonna play the 50 on that. I'm gonna play the 50 on that because, you know, Ashton's got the significance of the blackface. The history behind that is deep.
Mm-hmm.
But on the same token, you know what I mean, a man trying to be a woman is disrespect to the woman activists, woman. You know what I'm saying? Woman leaders. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways.
Luella, you got something for us, Queen? Appreciate you joining us. And shout out to B. Shout out to B down there. Pull up. All right. So here's the thing. I don't think that it's. I understand what Ashton is saying, and I agree with that and what Lala is saying. I understand why everybody's on 50-50, that curve between picking a side, right? I think it's important that we start to pick a side. What up, Miss JP? I think it's important that we do start to pick a side, because we're not living in the times of our yesteryears and when we were kids. If you're let's just say 30 plus, right? It was a much different world when you were a kid. I think that there's an agenda that's going on and it's being pushed, and the word agenda normally means that there's something to come down the pipe hole afterwards. You know what I mean? There's an agenda. So I'm going to do this and push this, and then something else is going to come back as a byproduct of that. I also think that...
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, I also think that, you know, when it comes to competing in sports, is like we want an inclusivity. We want inclusivity. We want an inclusive world. But there has to be a line drawn, and just because you was born a man or born a woman and you feel like you're opposite, nothing wrong with that. Your prerogative. Do what you want to do. No hate. But there's certain things that you shouldn't be allowed to do, and play sports is one of them. My opinion. But Gary, go for it, Toy.
I agree with you because I think like your genetic makeup is totally different. Like your agility, your strength is different. Why you just can't compete with the men? I mean, dress as a woman. I mean, that's what you identify. That's what you want to do. Why you just can't stay in your lane? To be honest, that's how I feel. Like, nah, you shouldn't be running against me. And you got a little advantage. We could be boxing. No, buddy, you ain't hitting me.
But that's my point, right? You identify as a man until it don't best suit you. You identify as a woman until it doesn't best suit you. You know what I mean? So it just becomes confusing. And I just think that I just thought I'll play that clip because I want to get what you guys thought about it. You know what I mean? I think that it's a slippery slope because you want people to feel whatever it is they feel, whoever they want to have sex, that's their stuff. That's their thing. I know they got to be a crisis happening internally where you identify as this, but the world won't receive you as such. So we're trying to set these rules, these parameters for everybody to feel included. But respectfully, every woman that's born as a woman that feels like a man inside, you can't perform the same way in certain regards as a man because you're just not built the same. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about some things, and let's get this show started. I feel good about this one, Nutso. I feel like they try and take what we did and what we built, Nutso. Somebody fill them in the chat on who Nutso is. They can't take what we did, Nutso. Crack the door, let God in. Mike. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway Podcast. Greetings and salutations to you all. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway Podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. Perspectives will be respected by everybody. And if this is your first time tapping in, don't be easily threatened or angered because much like you, every giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. We asked everybody tap in with what we doing on Live on Broadway Podcast and acclimate yourselves to our YouTube, Broadway the Giant. Acclimate yourselves to our Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Live on Broadway Podcast. Hello. Yes, ma'am. I got a few very important giants with me here tonight. I got Big Breeze. I got Lala from the group home, you heard? I got my guy Ace, A1 Ace, you heard me? I got LaToya in here, Big T, not the little one. Put respect on her name. Hello. I got Allison, that's Ms. Allie, if you're nasty. Hello. I got straight off his birthday, I got my guy, a hot another 48, DWI, Mr. Influence himself, tapping in and joining us tonight. Hello.
What up?
We're going to have some conversations tonight And it's going to be a very perspiring one because I'm triggered before I even start asking the questions and getting into the meat and potatoes. But let me catch you guys up a little bit on what's been going on in the world of Broadway. And feel free, any giant that's listening, feel free to listen and tap in on anything that I'm saying. Unique New York. Unique New York. I've been having a very festive few weeks. And I know it's my pledge to you guys of greatness and being here and doing the pod. But I would be remiss if I didn't make mention that, we're building something extremely big. Allison, you like that word? Hello. We're building something enormous. And I've been busy with my hands filled, right? But before I get into that, I want to shout out my guy, DWI Music. He's to the right of me. I think he is. Or he's to the right of Allison. If you're watching us on Insta, or if you're watching us on YouTube. And one of the dope things is, my guy D turned 48, and over the weekend, he had an amazing birthday party. And I enjoyed myself, and the theme of it was another 48. So he did something incredibly dope. I want to tap in with him and get his rhyming reason. And y'all, I met Lala for the first time. So we're going to unpack this a little bit, another 48 hours.
First 48. I didn't think
the first. My bad. The first 48. My bad. And tell the people what was the idea, concept behind this magical birthday, and what was important that you wanted. What was so important about it that you wanted to create another 48 or first 48.
Well, I mean, it was my first time turning 48, and I felt like when it comes to the theme of that show, people are always telling on somebody. So I felt like we was telling the world, about what we got going on. So it had a bunch of different meanings to it. And then, I'm always DWI, and it's always some police tape around when somebody catches a DWI. So I thought it would be dope. It came out excellent, actually. All the way to the final hour, it turned out to be an amazing night.
A memorable one. When I walked in, I saw the body outlined in chalk. That was dope. It's just the small little details to things that you actually did. What up, Tay? Pull up, baby girl.
Shout out to Thotty, and that was Orange body on the floor too.
Oh my God. It was such a little body. Oh my God, Orendito. So the body on the floor outlined in chalk and tape. Allison, what was your thoughts on it? Because you played some you helped out at the very end, like you do. You really didn't do nothing in regards to this party, helping it blast off. You came in the fourth quarter and tried to make a impression. So how was your thoughts on it? What did you do, Allison?
Yeah, I didn't do a thing. I just kept it cute and just let it be handled.
Just let it be handled. That's all cap. Allison had her hands all the way around that thing. Allison, hello. You see what I'm doing for you? You see how I tied the sexual innuendos and time back to you? Anyway, I'm working here. No, right. Trey on YouTube, she said the Happy Meal was a funny moment in it all. She said, and I ain't gonna lie, the Happy Meal was a funny moment because there was a Happy Meal and D wasn't being he was dressed as a detective. My brother, you looked really good. Pause. You looked really good. You had the hat on that you got in your PTR. Let's blow that up for a moment so people can see that. You had the hat on. You had the Dick Tracy tie on. You looked really good, man. I knew Benoit had a hand. Somebody get Benoit. I knew Benoit had a hand in making you look amazing. Pause. But you pulled the look off. You pulled it off. It was right on brand. And did anybody tell? Did anybody ask for the happy? Who asked for the Happy Meal with the grape soda? Nobody? Okay. But nonetheless, it was a great event. Vanilla Skies. Let's talk about that for a moment. The 13th, we're doing our grand opening. Wait, hold up. What the fuck? We're doing something really nice. Jersey City. We outside with them. We outside in the state of Jersey. And it was... So in the full moment of transparency, just like tonight is no different. So I'm juggling a few different things at one time. And we're building this dope 5,000 square feet event space. And we extending the invite to all of our giants that taps in and support us with Vanilla Scott, with, Live on Broadway podcast. Pull up. It's in Jersey City. Don't be frightened by the word Jersey because, respectfully, it's probably the closest thing to New York since sliced bread, right? And the best thing to New York since sliced bread. Journal Square is very easy. If you're traveling from uptown to Brooklyn, if you're going from Brooklyn to uptown, it's the same commute. It might even be closer if you catch it, if you come earlier. You get what I'm saying? And we're doing something really dope. And my insurance, shout out to Big Ash, not the little one. You know, we celebrated, we're doing a few events, and we had an event, and my homegirl, Ash, she had, and my insurance person, we had her grand opening at the spot this past weekend, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to Secure the Bag. Insurance agency. She's doing something really, really dope. And I think that when we get to host and have our grand opening on May 13th, Saturday, May 13th, is everything that you guys would want to be a part of. I ask that you guys RSVP. The Eventbrite is on my Instagram. Tap in with us. @IM_Broadway. You guys want to pull up. It's going to be a good festive time. A lot of opportunity to dance. A lot of opportunity to we're inviting certain movers and shakers out to it. You know, so expect the unexpected. And I'm excited to show you guys something that we've been working on and building for the last few months. You know, and you know anything that's correlated to me, I hope you guys know by way of how I present that it would present the same. You know, we took the liberty of not holding any punches. We threw every last one of them. Didn't care about being hit. What up, Big Angel? What up, Angel? We didn't hold any punches. You know, we made it very tasteful because more importantly, it's about creating a canvas for people that want to host and have events, weddings, receptions, film, TV, podcasts. If they wanna, you know, have baby showers, bar mitzvahs. Angel, help me. Case. How you say it? Quinceañeras? How you say it? Quinceañeras. Thank you, Angel. Hello. Yes. So we made it very user friendly, and when you guys come on May 13th, Saturday, May 13th, you guys will get a front bird's eye view on what's happening by way of the space. I'm also proud to, before we jump into topics, I'm also proud to, I have a big announcement coming at the end of the pod. You guys may want to stay tuned with that and stay tuned with us for that, because I think that, you know, it would definitely, you guys are definitely like this one. You know, so tap in with us, Live on Broadway podcast. Make sure you check out Vanilla Skies JC on Instagram, Vanilla Skies JC on Instagram, Vanilla Skies JC on TikTok as well. Tap in with us, pull up, RSVP. We've tracked and adjusted and made, you know, a couple of we're giving out a couple of free tickets, you know, first come first serve, and then, you know, all donations will be appreciated. Thank you in advance. Live on Broadway podcast. Let's get to the shits and the smoke. Per usual, I'm gonna play a clip. And I want you guys to react to it. We're gonna react to it. We're gonna have a conversation about it, because I think that these type of conversations are warranted. But before I do play the clip, I want to ask you guys, Oh my God. Oh my God. What does a woman's bag on the floor mean to you? Allison, let's start with you, Queen. Live on Broadway podcast.
Um, it's not positive. I was told that from my background, which is West Indian, you're not supposed to put your bag on the floor because it will keep money from it. So keep your don't put your money on the floor. Keep it on a doorknob or in your lap. Just don't put it on the floor because it won't have positive results.
Okay. Let's Angel, you the same, Queen. Answer that question.
Oh yeah, that's what I was taught. It's like an old wives' tale. If you keep it on, you keep your bag on the floor, you stay broke. That's what I was taught. Definitely not a good look.
Definitely not a good look. Okay, let's go to my guy, Money Making Breeze. How you feel about it, King? Have you ever tried to sit a woman's bag on the floor?
Nope. Just like everybody else, man. I heard it was just bad luck. I never really got the reasoning behind it. It was just never leave your bag on the floor. I mean, I don't leave things on the floor anyways. You know what I mean? Anything on the floor is an open take.
Right, right,
Facts.
right. So I'm gonna play a clip. I want to get you guys' point of view on it, and I'll add my little 2 cents in it. I'll add my little sprinkles in it, and get you guys all riled up. Tap in with us live on Broadway podcast. Let's play this clip because I'm very interested to see how you guys feel about this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's see. Broadway, do you have the clip? Yes, the clip is here. Okay, here we go.
What happened?
I handed him my purse off camera, and he was about to sit my purse on the floor. And the level of mini panic attack that I was about to have with my purse being on the floor, like I could have just set it on the floor.
What's the whole purse on the floor thing? What is it?
First of all, it's Prada, and we just don't put that on the floor. But it also is said that a woman who puts her purse on the floor does not have any money.
Oh, you don't want to look like you don't have any money.
No, I don't want to set myself up for not having any money. Like it says, you'll be broke if you keep your purse on the floor. Listen, that's an old wives' tale, and I don't believe most of them, but I believe that one.
You live by it?
Yeah, I almost had a heart attack when he was about to do that.
Hold on. We'll almost have a heart attack if you put your purse on the floor. Have you ever almost had a heart attack if you didn't go to the gym?
Ooh,
or you didn't grind in your business, or you're about to quit, you don't almost have a heart attack. But the fact that you put your purse on the floor dictates your success? Unbelievable.
The purse thing literally just threw me off. Like, I'm looking, the purse is in the shot, and I'm like, I got to get my purse out of the shot. I'm looking around for where it could go. I was going to try to reach your book bag and sit it on top of that. It's too far. I'm handing it to him off camera while the camera is on you, and I see him slowly taking his hand and putting the purse down, and I'm like,
because if it would have touched the floor,
if my purse would have touched the floor, failure is guaranteed. Okay? You are not speaking that negativity over my life, sir. You would have had to put your credit card on file. Okay?
Live on Broadway podcast. Penny for your thoughts, nickel for your time. Big Benny in the building.
That's the part that I was talking about. Now we're getting somewhere.
So
this is obnoxiousness.
So the question of discussion in every nail shop, the price of a woman's bag on the floor. Tap in with it. What's the price of a woman's bag on the floor? You know, yeah, go for it, D.
I want to know, because everything is an A/B. So for people to be so gung ho on these things, that these superstitions, like show me like when you don't do it or when you do it, that things happen the way that, like, at least try it out. But yeah, when you talk about being broke, and there's a lot of broke women that don't put their bags on the floor, so let's just wake that up.
A lot of broke women that don't sit their bag on the floor. So is there anybody that believe Is there anybody that don't believe sitting their bag on the floor? Is there anybody that practices sitting their bag on the floor? You sit down on the couch, you sit your bag on the floor. Anybody practice that?
Oh, they all trauma bonded with their grandmothers and their mothers, and that's what they do now.
Cool. So hear me, right? So let's take an opposite approach on this. If you're dating a woman, fellas and ladies, you can chime in on this from the opposite stance, because the young lady in the clip said that, she gave him the bag and he was looking for a place to sit it and he was about to sit it on the floor. So, fellas, are you judging a woman that is okay with sitting her bag on the floor, right? And ladies, how do you feel about a guy that doesn't appreciate your bag, that doesn't appreciate your bag and sits it on the floor? How do you feel? Tap in either way. Let's go.
I would feel, as a woman, disrespected only because I live in a big city, New York City, and to put your bag on the floor in a public dwelling, it tells me that he's not the smartest man, because you're basically leaving my bag vulnerable to be taken away by anybody. So just off the strength of that alone, I would look at him as unsuited to be someone that I could take seriously, because you can't protect my purse, you can't protect me.
Let that sit right where it be at. You can't protect my purse, you can't protect me. I'm listening, ladies. Our ears are all perked up. Anybody else want to chime in, fellas? How you feel? Are you judging a woman that sits her bag on the floor? Trey said it's a superstition. But tap in with us. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust him, because my bag is valuable. It's expensive. It has expensive things in there. And if you can't take care of that and you're just gonna just lackadaisical and put it on the floor, then that says a lot of how you see me. So I
I have
just
a
can't do
question.
that.
Oh, sorry, Broadway. Why does the luggages and the goddamn suitcases and those big bags get to go on the floor though? Like, what's the difference?
So I think
A luggage is a luggage, a purse is a
What's the
purse.
difference in the value though?
So
If you got valuable stuff in there.
So I think
Well, you'll have your ID in your pocketbook, and I doubt if
Okay.
you're going to sit your ID on the floor, right?
all right. So
Wallets, credit cards, money, jewelry, keys. Carry that in your purse.
All ladies,
so
all things that a lady would need.
so here's the thing. All right. So D asked a direct question, and I want you ladies to answer it, but I want you guys to literally answer the question, right? I want you guys to literally answer the question. And the question is, what's the difference between luggage and a bag? I think Allison started answering it, but
It was Sawyer and then me.
okay. D and go ahead, ladies.
I mean, I think Toya started to answer it. She was saying that the difference between luggage, right, and your purse is that you're carrying your IDs. And then I started adding credit cards, money, wallet, your keys to your car, key to your crib. Like, people don't put that in a luggage.
I do. But
That's one main difference.
if you're sitting on a couch and your luggage is on the left of your leg or whatever, it's on the floor. But if you're sitting on the same couch and you put your big ass Gucci bag in between your legs on the floor, that's a problem, because your wallet and all that's in it. Like,
Well,
it's right for you.
universally, Damien, to follow up with what you just said, that's not true. I mean, maybe you do that, but most people do not. Case in point, when you board a plane, right, and you go through TSA, right, they tell you to keep your jewelry, your keys, your eyeglasses, your ID, and those kind of things on you in your carry-on, and your luggage goes into the check-in.
So
Just saying.
So wait.
They're moving goalposts already.
wait,
It's early and they're moving the fucking goalposts.
So wait. I think and I'm gonna get to what Trey talking about on YouTube too. Shout out to the YouTube viewership and the commentary. I think the difference is the one was made to be on the floor while the other was made to be held. Right? They make bags and they make bags with handles on it because it's meant to be held in your hand. Whereas luggage, it comes with wheels and it like I got a Louis duffel bag. I don't sit it on the floor. You get what I'm saying? Even though that's what it's for, but it's expensive, right? So I don't sit expensive things on the floor, right? That's me. You get what I'm saying? Because again, I was raised in a household with women of a particular, that's come from a particular ilk, cut from a particular ilk. And they instilled in the other women, that was the other girls and little girls and my cousins that was coming up, you don't do this. And I caught it wind of that, and I didn't do it because of that. As I got older and I started dating women, and I was like, oh, they don't sit their bag on the floor. I remember this when I was in my house. They used to, my aunt and my mom used to say that, whatever the case is. So me as a man, I just don't do certain things neither. You get what I'm saying? Because you should expect what you inspect. You get what I'm saying? So I don't personally do the sit in the bag on the floor thing. But so some of the commentary is saying that some bags have the prongs on it, right? On the bottom of it so that it doesn't touch the surface. Is that okay to sit your bag on the floor if it have the little prongs on the bottom of it? Is that acceptable? Everybody don't speak at one time.
No, I wouldn't. If it's your purse, if you consider it your purse, whether it's handheld, satchel, duffel, it doesn't
Clutch,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
You don't sit it on the floor. Plain and simple.
For that superstition reason, right? Not for no other logical reason, right?
Not
Because y'all
only the
just gave me two different
superstition, but
reasons.
I don't.
Y'all just gave
Not
me.
only the superstition, but what backs up my superstition, my belief in the superstition, is the fact that it's my personal items. I'm not trying to give it away. I'm trying to keep it close to me.
Yeah, but even if you're in
Understand?
Toya, if you're in your house, you could be in your own house and you still get the same flight. I don't do it either. But I'm just telling you that what y'all saying is like, if I'm in my house and in my living room, and then my sister gave me a bag and I put it on the floor. Oh, don't put my bag on the floor. It's your house. You're in your house.
So
Put it on the
only us.
couch.
So hold on.
I don't
Put
like
it on the
things on the
couch.
floor regardless. I don't know, but I was raised that you just don't put things, everything has an assigned place and space that it has to go to. I like
Yes.
organization in my
Yes.
house. That's the way I was raised. I like a clean space. I like order. I can think better. I can flow better. I can, so whether I'm in my house and even if that floor is squeaky clean, because obviously it's my house, my floors are shine. I mop my floors, regularly. I still don't like things on the floor aesthetically. It's just cluttered. It's just messy to me.
So just real quick, right? We're having a conversation. I saw you, Luna. I got you. Pull up, honey. We're having a conversation about the price of a woman's bag on the floor, right? And I think that it's an interesting one because I don't particularly believe in the superstition, right? Here's the piece of it for me. I don't particularly believe in the superstition. What I believe in is anything that's valuable that costs money should be protected and sat in places that garners the same respect, right? You wouldn't sit your food on the floor, right? Because it would get dirty and you don't want those disease those germs in your body, right? You wouldn't sit the same difference. You shouldn't sit your bag on the floor for the same reason, not because it's a superstition, but because hold on. Unless you okay with sitting it on the floor because you ain't accustomed to making no money.
That ain't it.
Hold on. Unless you're not accustomed to being having anything of great value. Let's wake it up. Because if you okay with sitting your bag on the floor, if you okay, then where does the bus stop? So if you never had anything of value, right? If if you never had anything of premium leather or premium stitching, why would you subject it to get scratched? Why would you subject it to just be placed with where people step, where people walk, where people, spit, where people, those type of, why would you subject your the things you worked hard for to just sit with the dust? Are you dusty? I'm gonna digress because Luna, what's up? What we talking about here? Hello?
Honestly, we're all talking about a point of perspective here because everybody holds value differently. Like, I know millionaire women who toss their bags on the floor like they don't care. Like, I know plenty of people who have different stances when it comes to where bags are placed on the floor. I personally don't even carry a purse. Like, since I was young,
What?
I was like, I literally do not. I have everything in my phone. So I have a phone case that
God,
has everything like in it. So my phone stays strapped on my wrist, or I have like these little straps that make it a little carrying.
So Luna.
Like I could. What?
So Luna, two things real quick, right? So one, this conversation don't even apply to you, right? And two,
well,
hold on. And two, if white people have money, right, then that makes sense because you don't. When you have an abundance of things, you tend to not carry it with a certain regard and respect because you just can go and get it whenever you can go and get it. And it might have been people that's trust fund babies don't have the same appreciation for money because it was handed down to them the same as a hardworking male or female that actually had to wake up every day 9 to 5 and work in a job that they really don't like working in, but they working in it and they're getting these accomplishes and they're accomplishing things and they're buying these gifts for themselves, or there was a significant other to someone and somebody valued them enough to give them a token of appreciation, right? So when you don't have a certain amount of value, respect, and for things that you had to go buy with money
you
that you really with money, I got you, with money that you really don't have, then you start to have a different appreciation for it. I digress.
Yeah, but the bite back for me, like, or the blowback for me is if Shantae said that she didn't like her purse was sitting on the couch and I was about to sit down, I would ask her, hey, where would you like me to put your purse? Because it's a matter of respect. It's not mine. However, she may value it differently. So I need to ask her before I would place it on the floor, place it somewhere else. It's her personal belonging. So I ask her, hey, where do you want me to sit this? Instead of just assuming that I'm going to put it wherever I want to put it. And then if she comes back to me and says, hey, why did you put that on the floor? I don't like my purse on the floor. Instead of me getting the whole attitude, I just respect the fact that this is not the way in which I do things, but this is the way that she wants to do it, and it's her stuff. So instead of me getting a whole attitude and being like, man, that's superstitious, man, I should just respect her wishes. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything else is secondary. Like, it's her stuff, so respect it accordingly.
Tap in with us. We got Keisha in here. We got Lala. How do you guys feel? I mean, the bag on the floor, may be synonymous. No. Being okay with the bag on the floor may be synonymous with you not being familiar with having good quality things. How do you guys feel about that? Respond.
I don't think that, at least from my perspective, what I was saying, this is like a logical versus superstition thing that I'm talking about, because you could put other things on the floor, and we're not talking about the dirtiest, the concrete. So I don't like when we keep like going down that hole as if like we're talking about putting it in where somebody urinated on the street. We're just talking about placing something that you believe shouldn't go somewhere because someone else told you that you won't get money. That's why I want people to stand in front of that instead of keep bringing up all of this other cleanliness and dirtiness, because that's not what we're talking about right now. That's not why they came up with that.
Well, I said I believe in it. I was raised that way. That's it. That's what it is. I'm
But
pretty
have you
sure
ever
you
seen it
have
work
some
the
type
other
of
way?
superstition that you probably believe in. It's all types of things
Have you
people
ever seen it
believe in.
work the
There's
other
nothing
way?
you believe in.
Has you ever seen it work the other way though?
I don't pay attention to nobody else's stuff. I focus on mine.
Okay, so you feel like not putting on the floor has brought you riches?
I'm not saying it brought me riches, but
Okay.
I just believe in that. I'm not putting my bag on the floor because it's my personal items and it's
What
my
if they say
fault.
putting your bag on the
And
table was a
like Luna
superstition?
said, people value things in different manners. I don't care if it was a 99-cent store or a free T-Mobile bag. If my personal items are in there, I am not just dropping it on the floor.
So my thing to that is, in tandem with what Toya is saying, is I removed the superstition from it, right? I'm not talking about superstition, Broadway the Giant. I'm not talking about superstition. I'm talking about value for your property. That's what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about acknowledging and seeing the worth
Broadway.
Hold on, D. Seeing the worth in your things, right? Sure. I remember when Raekwon and Chef Purple Tape came out, right? Maybe I'm aging myself. But that tape wasn't just shared so frequently with people because it was a purple tape. We never saw a purple tape. So we put value in the things that we don't tend to that we appreciate and that's scarce to some extent or another. D.
So Broadway, I got a $3,500 LV bag in my closet right here, right? Mm-hmm. The shit goes on the floor when I put the shit down. The shit sits on the floor. Sure. Where is it going? I'm gonna keep it on my lap.
So here's the thing,
it's a
D.
briefcase.
So here's the thing, D. Right? To Luna's point about where you place your value at, right? Where you place your value at is not in a Louis Vuitton bag. And let me ask you this: did you buy the bag?
No, I didn't buy the bag.
No, hold on, D, hold on.
All right, I'm gonna stay cute on mute because you trying to make a point that's not a point. Briefcases. My point is briefcases go on the floor. That's my point. Not my briefcase. All briefcases go on the floor. And you know that.
But my point in that
they don't sit on our laps.
But my point in that is it don't have to sit on your lap. It could sit on a table adjacent to you. Because just how you can say all briefcases go on the floor, I can make a strong argument to say all regular briefcases go on the floor. That don't mean your brief. But more importantly, if you didn't buy, we all know the saying, you understand things and appreciate things different when you have to actually go out and buy it. So if you went to go buy that 3,500, and there's Crocodile Kelly bags, there's Birkin bags that's upwards of 500K, 100K, 50K, 40K. You're not just sitting something you spent a house on or a car on just on the floor, unless you don't have.
It has the things on the bottom that it goes on the floor, Broadway.
But you just sound like to me somebody that don't place their value on things like that because you probably didn't spend your money on. Oh, here's a great example. Watch this. You ready? Watch this. DWI Music. Hello?
I'm listening.
What's the most expensive piece of podcast or studio equipment you've bought?
The most. I bought all my equipment. What the fuck do you mean you bought?
All right. What I'm saying is
what the fuck is that?
I don't mean that in no sort of way. I'm saying that. I don't
know. The last piece I got was $2,500.
All right, cool. But I'm sure that wasn't the most expensive, right? Because I've been in your spaces.
But there's things that cost a lot collectively, but that piece was one of the most expensive by itself.
Okay, cool. So let's run with that piece, right? What was that piece, if you don't mind me asking?
That's the UAD quad.
See, he's gonna give me all. What's the bottom line to it? Is it a light? Is it a mic? Is it a stand?
Nah, it's a preamp. It's like a preamp sound device.
All right, for a microphone, right? Would you just sit that on the floor anywhere?
it goes wherever it has to go, bro.
No, no, but what I'm hold on,
This
D.
is my
What I,
point.
hold, hold on. But the point of what I'm asking you is if I invited you, yo,
That
D, hold on, D. If I invited you over, yo, D, come to the crib, my lady's cooking Sunday dinner, you know what I mean? I want to chop it up with you, whatever the case may be. I don't have a stand for a quad micro, whatever it is, the high tech item you just named. I don't have the equipment for that, right? So that means, would you be okay with just sitting it on the floor? I might got kids in the house. Would you just be okay with just sitting
so now you making the point of doing something illegitimately, like so something could get damaged, opposed to putting it on the floor for a superstition. That's all I'm arguing about. Y'all keep dragging it to these other points.
All I'm
I'ma
saying
just go on mute because I'm not making the point about value
Okay,
and all that.
all right. Let me just jump in real quick
No,
because
no.
when it comes to the superstition,
I'm good.
it's a lot of times it goes according to how a person was raised. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to that. So how many of us were raised is you don't put the bag on the floor, and that's just that. No rhyme or reason.
Forward,
This is what we were taught. Period.
all right.
So if nobody
right.
agrees with it, then that's that, and there should be no judgment
No,
because you were
everybody
raised how you were
agrees with it,
raised.
but D. But go ahead, D. I want to hear you.
Right. No, let's go to the next point of what the guy said about going to the fucking gym and worrying about your health. Let's go to that part because that was the part that I sent you the video for because that was more interesting to me.
Yes.
Because the shit that we do to protect certain things, but we don't take care of ourselves the same way, be crazy to me.
No, that's all matter of fact, right? That's all matter of fact. I'm not giving that any resistance. I'm going back to your high-tech $2,500 equipment sitting on the floor. You're not just gonna sit it on the floor because hold on, D. It might be sensitive, right? You might not want it scratched, right? More importantly, you spent your hard-earned money on it. I don't care if I don't care if you found $2,500 on the floor and you went to go buy the thing, you know the value of that thing, right? You might want to resell it later, right? A lot of ladies resell their bags, right? You might want to pass it down to your kids, right? You might want to give it to your students. A lot of women pass their bags down to their kids. So all I'm saying is when something is of value, you don't just treat it like it's any other thing. What up, David? Pull up. You don't just.
So I don't, and like the very bag that I just made as an example is sitting in plastic that I put it in. So I'm just telling you, but I'm just telling you that
you potting. This is for the pod. I'm telling you, this is for the pod.
I can show you. I could take a picture of it right now. But what I'm saying is, if I had to put the bag on the floor for any reason, it's going on the floor. Like,
all right. So let me ask a better question
to the ladies.
To the ladies, let me ask a better question. Are you judging the man that doesn't see the value of your purse?
Absolutely.
I'm judging a woman. Go ahead, my bad.
I wouldn't necessarily say judge, but I would definitely feel a certain type of way. Like I kind of agree with Benoit. It's a respect thing. It's kind of like, dang, you can't hold my bag or you can't put it somewhere safe for 2 seconds. Like it has to be on the floor. Like,
Lala,
yeah.
Are you running for Congress?
What? No.
Are you running for any office? Hello?
No.
Are you and let me might add I met Lala.
No, it's just that I respect my things.
Okay,
just like when I was at the party.
Understand why I'm asking you these questions though first, right? Understand why
I'm
asking.
sorry.
The reason why I'm asking you these questions is because you're being very political about the stance that you're taking. And I need you to.
I said 2 words.
Okay.
I'm not understanding. How am I being political?
All I'm saying is you agree with what Benoit said about respecting the things, right? I think we're all generally on the same page. Am I right in that, La?
Yes. I was just telling you my thoughts, but okay.
I'm there with y'all too. I never said I don't respect it. I actually said that I respect.
Yo, Lala, get him out of here.
All I'm saying is that
my whole thing with you, DWI, is you want to move the goalposts, and here's why. Because how you want to sit up there and talk about
respect the woman when she's speaking, D. Respect the woman when she's speaking. Go ahead, Lala.
Thank you. How you want to sit up there and talk about how you got it wrapped in bubble wrap and you put it on the
Yes.
floor? That don't make no
Hello.
sense. Like, come on, let's wake that up.
Wake
So if
that
I
up.
can't if I can't have the expectation, right? That's your favorite word. If I can't have the expectation of you making sure that my clutch, my bag, my purse, or whatever, it could be freaking a Happy Meal box is safe and secure, then why is it that you gotta have a double standard about your little preamp that was $2,500? How you know that my car keys and stuff don't equate to that same much?
Hello.
See,
That part.
y'all, this is what y'all did on this podcast tonight. Y'all took it to the point where y'all started saying that I'm gonna leave your valuable shit somewhere far. I said I'm sitting on the couch in my house, and you give me your
I don't
bag.
know your floors are clean. Your floors might be dirty.
All right, you got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Not y'all got it. We don't want to have it, do we?
Not after it's been on the floor.
Oh God. I don't know what kind of juice your kid dropped on this floor.
Women, listen, some women did some things on some people's floors, so let's just wake that up, all right? They ain't
Hey,
worried about the
yo.
goddamn floors then.
Exactly. That's why you shouldn't put your bag on the floor.
On the floor.
It's the blue light.
You done been in MTA transit and all of that. You done been rolling with the mice in the water bugs, and you want to put my $2,500 bag on the floor? You're bugging.
You're bugging.
Absolutely not.
You're bugging. You're bugging. Oh man, woo, child. Let's talk about a thing or two. Live on Broadway podcast. So, so as of late, there's been something that's floating around and going around out there, and there's a lot of talk as a byproduct of it, right? Oh, wait, what's that? Hello, what you said? Hold on. VanillaSkiesJC.com is now active and live. VanillaSkiesJC.com is now active and live. Our website is now active and live. Shout out. Wake that up.
Wake that up.
I love to hear it. Tap in. Vanilla Skies JC as in JerseyCity.com. VanillaSkiesJC.com is now active and live. Tap in with us. Book a tour. Getting acclimated to what we doing in Vanilla Skies event spaces. Tap in. Shout out. Right on time. Now where were we? I'm sorry. You know, when that radio start buzzing, you got to answer them calls. And we're going to talk about that later a little bit more. But there's been some things going on outside circulating in the media, right? And one of those things is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Steve Harvey. Hello? Steve Harvey has been receiving a lot of flack, some may say. I'm reading the comments, others are saying, agreeing with him, some aren't. But I'm going to pose the question to you guys after playing this clip to get how you guys feel as a byproduct of it. There's a lot to be unfolded here and a lot to be learned here. Live on Broadway podcast. Oh, God. Good God Almighty.
What's wrong with this generation today? These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without them. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This is some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Dog, women is everything. They the catch me out. They the lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
Okay.
But this system of marriage is still good.
Okay.
This system of a man taking care of a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. All the rest of it's bullshit, man. And y'all need to quit tricking yourself with this new way of thinking. Because this new way of thinking ain't getting y'all no damn where. I'm sorry.
Oh, Live on Broadway podcast. If men handle their business, women could rest in their femininity. Women are the cat's meow. So much to be unpacked here. Live on Broadway podcast. Is Steve Harvey helping or is he a hindrance to black men and black women? Tap in with us. Live on Broadway podcast, Giants. What it do, shorty?
He's helping.
He is helping. And I
And I
just want to
agree
say,
with
hallelujah. Amen.
I agree with everything he said. Like how that's working out. I loved it. Yes.
I don't want to sandblast. I don't want to change a tire to a car. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to take a screwdriver and fix that. Will I do it if I have to? Abso-fucking-lutely. But do I want to? Hell motherfucking no.
I want to go get this patty. You ready, Shantae? Let's go get this patty.
And then what kills
I
me
want
is
soft life, damn it. We black
Make
women
it make
deserve
sense.
soft life. Shit.
and then what kills me is when,
Make
us
it make
women
sense.
are in our masculine energy, then we get these projections. Oh, you're controlling, you're this and you're that. Well, you wouldn't view me in that way if you would allow me to be in my femininity and I would allow you to lead. But since I can't trust you to lead, then I will lead myself. That's how I feel about it.
To piggyback off of what Lala said, it's almost like we're operating us women from a place of fear. Like it's like, it's almost like when you went out on a date with a man and your mom always told you have some money and some change just so like if he act up, you ready to. It's the same thing with the overcompensation of this being a boss bitch or being ultra, aggressive and I gotta get it and I gotta make it and I gotta make it happen is because we've been greatly disappointed as women of color with our men lately, So I agree 1000% with what Steve Harvey said. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Not even about color. It's just us as a gender. We're just tired of being, by ourselves and we got to take care. We got to work. Then we got to come home. Then we got to take care of the kids. Then we got to cook. Then we got to work on the second job. Some women have third, fourth jobs. And then some dudes just sitting there playing their Xbox or their PlayStation. Well, what is your purpose? What are you here for? What are you doing? But then it's an issue if we're questioning your motives or what your intentions are or what even your life purpose is. I don't want to be with somebody that ain't got no fucking life purpose. I want drive. I have drive. Why can't my partner have drive? If you're not going to be a team player and be in tune with your star player, then I might as well be by myself. Period.
very interested to understand why DWI is so silent.
Yeah, he got everything in bubble wrap on the floor.
What was that? What? Why DWI do what?
I know. That's right on brand. Um, did you hear the commentary that Steve Harvey just said, DWI?
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Did you hear the follow-ups by way of the ladies?
Yep.
How do you respond to that? Is Steve Harvey a help or a hindrance to black men and women?
He's a help. Women just gotta find a guy that actually likes them or loves them a lot, and they'll get that. If they don't, then they won't. Settle for less, then they're gonna get less.
So are
I
you?
hate when I hear it. I hate when I hear it because it comes across like as if like nobody could just find somebody. Like they be having somebody, but they don't let that somebody do that, and then they get stuck with the nobodies or the non-selects, and then it's just that. And yeah, I'm choosing this side of the podcast today, y'all. So if y'all wanna draw a character based on me, just know I'm on the podcast, all right? So that's where I'm at tonight. Because I feel like it's not that what they want and what they should achieve. It's simple, but is it across the board for every woman to just feel like that, and that's how society should just go back to? If all men did the right thing, with all women just acquiesce and just be like that? I don't think so. Some of them just can't just sit, just be quiet. Like some of them just got to do mad much.
All
Well,
right.
let's test that theory and find out, Damien. The same way you ask people, did they bother to test the superstition and put their purse on the floor and see if that was going to, make money not, come to them. So let's test it out and see what happens. Cuz
Oh,
one thing he said for
I'm doing it.
sure, and I'm not coming at you per se, but what's going on now, the one key thing that he said is it's not working. It's clearly not working.
But Shantae, is it not working because like y'all have y'all there and y'all being submissive, y'all just waiting for the man to do? Because I keep hearing a lot of, oh, men are not doing it right, so if they're not gonna do it right, then I'm gonna do it myself. But I don't. It's not happening. It's not like a balance there. It's like a fight to get to that point. So I don't think you ever gonna go back that way. If y'all are winning the race with education and making money now, there's no way with these ego-driven men are just gonna just fall into that, because it's a fight. It's a fight every time y'all get to that line in the middle where it's like, oh, well, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? I just feel like there's some men that would like to do that, but it's too far gone now. Now it's like, oh, now it's like this whole test you got to do to be this other type of man now that all you want to do is help provide. Like all I would have to do is not allow a woman to work and me take care of everything. But is she gonna be living in her house or is she gonna be living with me? Like, because what am I supposed to pay for everything that she got going on and everything I got going on and everything else, other things I got going on, or I could just pay for? You know what I mean, I don't know that we just gonna just get there like that.
All right.
I
So look. Go ahead, Lala.
no, just to piggyback off of D, I agree with you, but to a certain extent, and here's why. First of all, my issue is give us something to submit to. That's the problem. A lot of people in our generation and younger, they want women to chase them. We are not natural chasers. We are nurturers. We make, like I heard an example. It's like if you give a woman a house, she will make it a home. Our job is to multiply. That is how y'all got here. You came through the canal of a woman. We are to multiply the seed. So if you don't give me something to submit to, then I'm going to do it myself.
All right. So listen. Let me get in there for a moment. So, all right. A few things, and one thing is tastefully clear that a woman's worth should be founded. A woman's worth is acknowledged. A woman's worth should be acknowledged.
Hello.
I feel as though I'm hearing a lot of what you guys are saying, and I'm not going to offer pushback. Instead, I'm going to double down, but just from a different POV. I feel as though, yes, a woman should be able to rest in her femininity. A woman should be able to see certain things and receive certain things. The soft life, right, Shantae? That's what you were talking about. A woman should be able to be afforded the soft life, right? A woman should have certain things afforded to them, right? A woman should be able to trust that the man that she's seeing is rising above it, going above and beyond to make her happy, and it should be vice versa, right? I don't want to skip over that, right? What we talking about. I need everybody hit that link up top, hit that link and hit that like button, show your social currency, hit that link and hit that like button, please and thank you. Hit that link and hit that like button. We are streaming live on YouTube right now. Thank you. The issue becomes, for me, where what Steve Harvey was saying, what a lot of you ladies were saying, a lot of what D said, and a lot of you guys' POV is in tandem to one another. I feel as though in order for, we can say women have to do these things because men aren't rising to the occasion. But hold on, King. But how would you know this? Because you're picking this man. Hold on, let me work it, please. Let me work. You're picking this man. You countlessly pick the wrong man, and then you be upset as the byproduct of what he extends to you. He don't see your value. We just had a whole conversation about a bag and the value of the bag. If a man doesn't see the value of you, of course he ain't gonna rise to the occasion for you. So I agree with everything Steve Harvey is saying, but that small little caveat of our decisions, and me and Benny, for a hell of a, we've had these conversations so many times, and we fall on the same side of the, we fall on the right side of the rope where the person that you pick is the person that you pick is one of the most important people in your life. Is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. Yet we move with such disdain for ourselves and don't really pick the right person. And yeah, we can say, you showed me it was this, but what did you do? You came with a representative. You showed me it was this. Well, did you take your time? Or was you blinded by the lights? Were you blinded by the shiny things? Right? So yes, men aren't rising to the occasion and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Abso-freaking-lutely. I agree with what Steve Harvey is saying. But what I don't agree with is there's another part to it, and it's our choices. We're picking these men. We're picking the bad ladies. You're picking the bad boys, and you're picking the wrong boys. Because I remember Benoit came up on the pod a few pods ago, and she said, "Yo, soft life." She was like, "Yo, when I was young, I was working in this department store, and the young lady, put on the dress, and I was like, yeah, girl, you look good in that dress." I'm mixing her words up a little bit, right? But roughly, this is what happened. She was like, I was working in the department store. She went to go try on the dress, and she Benny, yeah, girl, you look good in it. It had a low back. And the young lady goes and says, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it." But she ended up putting the dress back, right? She put the dress back, and she said, "Yeah, my husband would never approve." Meanwhile, Benoit saying in her head, "Dad, girl, I wouldn't let I wouldn't let my man tell me what to do, so forth and so on." Again, I'm jumbling her words a little bit, but the same bottom line, right? So what happens at the end of the night? The lady ends up going to get a more conservative dress, right? Meanwhile, she's going out, she's leaving the store. She got a chauffeur, she got a car waiting for her. Soft life, baby, on full. Benoit got a Metro card in her hand, and she's getting on the train, but she's Miss Independent in those younger years. So the point of what I'm saying is sure, you can have a soft life or you can have a rough life. And there's things that's accompanied with both. So Steve Harvey it's what he's saying is yes, rest in your femininity. But as a byproduct of resting in your femininity, there's certain things that comes along with that. You want to be Miss Independent? Sure. There's certain things that come along with that though, right? So pick your poison, but like the joke I made earlier about Lala being a politician or running for Congress, you got to pick a side and stay on it. You can't play and try to be on both sides, but because the decisions that you're making are your decisions. These men that you're having these experiences with, and this is what bothers me about Steve Harvey, because sure, we can say he's helping, but I can make a strong argument that he's hurting because you're not showing the other side of the photo that's being taken of the White House. It's in DC. There's another side to that photo, but we don't talk about that. And the ladies are picking these men that's not helping them, they're hurting them, and then they're classifying it as all men and not standing on the fact of you chose that man. You chose him. I was quiet because I just wanted to listen to what you guys had to say. You get what I'm saying? But I'm going to digress for a moment and see how you guys respond to what I just said. I'm going to start with you, honey, because I know you was tapping in. I just feel as though, yes, men need to rise to the occasion and do whatever the case is, what we need to do to allow you guys to rest in your femininity. But lastly, your femininity isn't based off of or around me showing up as a man. What we talking about here tonight? You being a woman and resting in your femininity has zero to do about what and how I'm showing up as. Either you're a woman or either you feminine or you want to be masculine. Pick a side. But whatever you are is not predicated on how I'm showing up and presenting as. And we got to move that, ladies, respectfully, y'all got to move that away from y'all point of view and saying, I had to do this because a man didn't do, no, excuse me. I had to be masculine because a man didn't allow me to rest in my femininity. When is a man ever in that much control of you that he gets to dictate who you are on a regular day-to-day basis? What's the conversation we have in here?
Say it again.
What's the conversation we having here? You guys be so big on a man can't do this and he can't control. Well, where's that same energy when you're making your point of views on a man allowing you to rest in your... He doesn't allow you to do anything. You either showing up dressed for the party or you not. Tap in with me, King Honey, Queen Honey.
I agree with every bit that you just said, Broadway. And I agree 100% with Steve and everything else that everyone had said on here tonight. I have so many different thoughts. It's just crazy.
Take your time.
One thing I did want to touch on was Dee had mentioned, basically if a man is trying to do something, it'll be a struggle because we're so far from that point. And I agree with that, but I think it's on both parties, male and female, well, women and men. I believe that women and men, they need to take accountability for how they interact with each other. So when I say that, I mean, how can a man take his stance and say, okay, let me be a man in this situation. And let me think of something. Like he see a woman carrying heavy bags. He's like, okay, I see that she's struggling. Let me be a man.
Yes.
And ask her, hey, ma'am, would you like for me to help you? Or whatever the case may be. And she's like, no, I got it. How? You cannot ask a man to play that role when he offers the opportunity. And this is before selecting a man. This is just any man out in the street. How can you, expect for him to be a man when something as simple as that, him wanting to help you with your bags or see you struggling with a shopping cart and it down. So that's automatically going to put that man in okay, you know what? I'm not asking no other woman if she needs help with anything because this one turned me down or this one gave me a nasty attitude. So because of his interaction with you, he's going to carry that and reflect, even though it shouldn't, he shouldn't allow that to affect him, but he's going to carry that and, take it to the next woman. So the next woman that he sees struggling, he's not going to offer any help. We have to understand, like, this is a cycle where the way we impact somebody, or me, yeah, the way we affect someone impacts the things that they do to the next person. I have never been the type of person saying, "Oh, I don't need a man for anything." Anytime somebody asks me for help, or if I do, if I feel like I have it, I got it. But if I feel like I need help, I'm going to say, "Yes, I do need help. Please help me."
Check this
you
here.
know? So,
Check this here. Check this here, honey. Check this here, honey, right? I got you, Breeze. Check this here, right? A lot of women, I'm only speaking in regards to love, right? And if it don't apply, and let it fly. A lot of women, not all women. A lot of women aren't successful in love because they like to play the victim. Everything is, I'm the victim. What's being done to me? What I'm not able to do as a byproduct of what's being done to me. He did this. He did that. My job did this. I was raised like that. Well, we all live under the same circumstances. It just looks a little bit different. I can't be to blame, and I can't blame 4 other women prior to for why I'm not showing up as the man I'm supposed to be for the woman I'm with now.
I agree. I 100% agree. I don't think that if you're doing that, if you're sitting there blaming what your past situations for the person that you are now, oh, I'm not what I'm like this because this person did X, Y, Z to me, then you need not to be doing anything with anybody else. Then
that's it.
That's how I look at that. Like, just my thing is work on yourself, because of course there's going to be and it's easier said than done, but of course there's going to be things that somebody in the past has done to you where you're like, you know what, this has caused me to be what discerning with this issue, or has caused me to be insecure with this issue. Yes, I'm going to work on that issue, and I'm going to make myself aware of it, so when I do come into this next situation, when whatever it is affects me, I could say, you know what, this has affected me because of what I previously went through, or this is why it's affected me this much because of this.
Right. I'm rolling. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, honey. Go for it, Breeze.
I find it hard to take that kind of advice from a dude, Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? That kind of woman advice from a dude who didn't want to stand up for Monique when she was out there fighting for all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? On top of other black women that were fighting for, on their rights. And so it's kind of hard to listen to a dude talk about how you're supposed to treat a woman and this, that, and the third, when he didn't get behind a woman that he knew for years. That's first and foremost. Second thing is, I've been hearing, all this equal opportunity shit. You know what I mean? Oh, equal opportunity this in the workplace, equal opportunity that. So, if my woman wants to get out and sand the house, then fuck it. Let her get out and sand the house. Why shouldn't my woman be able to, if she know how to sand the house, she might know how to sand the house better than I do. She might be able to teach me something. If she want to drop the transmission, change the transmission, why not?
You know why?
My woman, because we don't live in a time where it's horse and carriages no more. With time, we have to be able to evolve. You know what I mean? New things are gonna arise. New things are happening because we're not driving horses no more. We're driving cars.
But that's exactly what Steve meant in that video. That's exactly what he meant in that video. So
no, but he living like an old man. We taking advice from a dude
that's
who's
the thing.
almost.
And he mentioned that at the end of the video. He said, I don't understand this new way of thinking. And that's the there. You should not want your woman to do that. It's okay that she can do it, but you should not want her to do that.
But it's not about wanting. Listen, you can't scream equal opportunity rights and then want your man to do everything that's supposedly supposed to be a man thing. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
said I'm screaming equal
No, I'm not saying
opportunity?
you. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about in a whole. I'm talking about in a whole, right? Women want to play football. There are women that wanna drop transmissions. There are women that wanna do that. There are women that wanna do shit that men do. You know what I'm saying?
Are you screaming? What's your
Because we
name?
human, Mr. Breeze.
What's
We
your?
human. At the end of the day,
Are
we
you
human
screaming equal
beings.
opportunity? Are you screaming that?
Of course. Everybody should
Why?
have an equal
So you're the,
opportunity.
so you're the person. You're the person that's, yeah. I want my woman doing the same thing that I'm doing, and that should not be the, well. I believe that should not be the case, and that's where the gender roles get mixed, where it's like, okay, yeah, I know my wife taking out the trash. Yeah, go ahead, take out the trash. You should be able to say, you know what? No, my woman will never take out the trash. She does not have to do that just
Yeah, but
because that's what you see. That's the kind of life that you see her in.
a relationship is not 50-50. I don't want to be with a woman who's gonna give me 50%. I need a woman who's gonna give me 100%. I might be doing the homework with the kids, and I ain't got time to take out the trash, and she can fill in and take out the trash. You understand? A relationship should never be no 50-50. And yeah, it should be equal opportunity rights. My woman should be able to do what I do, and I should be able to do what she does. Yeah, I can't have babies, but in that process, she can't have a baby on her own either, right?
I mean,
So, it,
I understand what you're saying, Breeze, right? But the issue becomes for me, and I'm not saying you haven't, but then you need to find someone who's cool with that, right? We need, Honey needs to find somebody that's not okay with her taking out the trash, right? A lot of times we end up finding it'll be Breeze and it'll be Honey that ends up finding each other, and y'all like this one thing about one another, and y'all hold on to that. Meanwhile, there's other plentiful things that you guys don't agree with, but you hold on to that one thing, and then Breeze will start treating Honey some sort of way. Honey starts treating Breeze some sort of way. Just mute up for a second, Honey. And then they'll start resenting one another when, in all actuality, they never was evenly cut. They wasn't cut from the same point of views. They wasn't cut from it. And this is why
They're not equally yoked.
Thank you, Nala. They're not equally yoked. And a lot of times this goes back to my point about Steve Harvey, where you got to find the person that's for you. Mr. Breeze is okay with equal opportunity. Honey's not. If they got together because they trauma bonded, God forbid, their parents died, now they hold on to that one reason. Meanwhile, everything else is in ruins. And they build time and they fall in love for that one reason, because they know how to be there for one another for that one reason. Everything else Breeze is doing and Honey is doing, they're holding each other and they're resenting one another, but they was never supposed to be together from the beginning. They held on to the wrong part of, God damn it, what we got, am I talking or what? God, where's the drop? I can't find it fast enough. All I'm saying is you ladies start to resent men that was never designed for you. They was never designed for you. He don't want to provide you with the soft life. You want the soft life. He don't want to provide that for you. He's okay with equal opportunity. He wants his rent paid. He wants you to get his nails and toes done. He wants you to go get his eyebrows and eyelashes plucked too. It will never work. It will never work. But you end up holding on and resenting these men because what you want, what you're what you're expecting, you're not inspecting. You get what I'm saying or not? You're not inspecting who that man is. But you're expecting a certain thing from him. God damn it. I'm on fire tonight or not. Talk that shit, Broadway. You get what I'm saying? You're not inspecting what you're expecting. And it's frustrating to listen to Steve Harvey, to other individuals without addressing that caveat. I'm going to digress. Tap in with me, Lala. I get a little bit passionate. I start spitting.
No, you actually took the words right out of my mouth, because my next comment was, it sounds like trauma bonding. I literally was about to say that. I feel like you literally took everything I was gonna say out of my mouth. People get into these situations, and I have been in certain situations where I have been with certain men that I shouldn't have been with. However, I'm grateful for those circumstances because I learned lessons from them,
Mm-hmm.
and that also helped me to grow as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to even recognize my own worth, so that going into the next relationship, um, I know exactly what I want, what I'm going to tolerate, and what I'm not going to tolerate. But you took everything that I was going to say from me, so I really don't have much to add.
Please don't confuse my passion with being upset. Please don't confuse my tone for being judgmental. I'm just all the point and effort that I'm trying to get across is we we don't keep that same energy for ourselves. And it's crazy to me. It's like nail scratching on a board, ladies. We don't keep that same energy for ourselves when it comes to the decisions we are making. And it's not just ladies, it be men too. We don't keep that same energy for ourselves. It's cool for me to be hard on Shantae about showing up late, but it's not cool for me to be hard on myself for showing up late. I would think I would be more harder on me for showing up late instead of Shantae, because I don't know what Shantae had to go through. I know I should have woke up earlier. We don't keep that same energy for ourselves. It's baffling that I can point the finger at Mr. Radio, shout out Radio, and be upset with him about his decisions and what he's making and how he did all these things wrong. But I'm only getting the bird's eye view and understanding only part of what he had to go through. Meanwhile, Broadway over here, I stood right there for myself for 42 years and watched every single thing unfold. How can I not be upset with myself? This is why in between relationships, take a little time. Get to know
So
who you are. Go for it, D.
my bad. So yeah, I wanted to tap back into, because I was listening to what Honey said, and we was getting to some type of understanding. And my POV, as you would say, bro, from this is, it's like we all grow and we become more mature of an adult, and a lot of the talking points that are happening on social media right now are from people that are of a younger age that has not had to endure some of the things that, someone like myself or you, in those 40 years, those 42 and my 40, 48 now. Like there's certain things that we went through certain process, family, all the way through society to technology. It's mad different stuff they went through. Not saying that nobody else goes through stuff, but I think those 40 years has been a lot different than the last 20 years,
Yeah.
if we can all agree on that, right? So now that everybody's up in arms about the way that we should be living, we're going like against. All right, so we're going against the. We're not going against it. Our parents went through what they went through, and we always say, "Oh, the man wasn't there," or "My mama was this," or "My grandmother was that." And we come up with all these things because that time that they came out of the '60s and the '50s was a different type of time. So
Yep.
we got to give them grace for what that was. So
Yes,
now
sir.
it's like, oh, so now Broadway and DWI should, as a men, we should move like this because this is what we know my grandmother and them went through. But we not those guys though. Like we're not those guys. So yeah, if we want that life and we want to live, like let's just say, the question I would ask a woman that really wanted to be with me, but really wanted to have a soft life is, do you want me to do everything it takes for me to make sure that you live like that? Meaning risk it all, like go hit the block, go out of town. Like, do you? Because I'm curious if people want that more than they want the person to live the life with. And
Wow.
I'll park there. I'll park there because I was thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Like, people they want something, but I don't know. The something is everybody's not going to be able to obtain that something the same way.
Tap in. How you guys feel?
I'm just saying, I ain't asking you to go hit the block, but
So from what I gather from Z, and this is only my opinion, I feel like if you want this for a woman to want the soft life, she's gonna have to make sacrifices, and that would mean to let her man do what he has to do in order to create that life for her. Um, if you want to have the lavish life, you have to deal with a busy man, and it'll come together eventually, but there has to be some sort of sacrifice. So you're gonna have to deal with him being away. You're gonna have to deal with him not being able
Yes.
to spend time with you all the time. You're going to have to be able to manage a household by yourself until he comes home. The 12-hour days, the him maybe forgetting anniversaries and birthdays, but it's gonna come together in the end, and you have to understand that he's making a sacrifice for you. The most important gift that you can give your man is peace, because nobody wants to fight the world and then come home and fight your woman or your man.
So thank you for that, Allison. I want to add on to that. I think that everything that you just said, right? But I don't think that a woman should have to be okay with a man forgetting the anniversary, forgetting the birthday, forgetting those things. I think that if you're gonna be a man, write it down, take a picture of it, and figure it out, right? Because you still have to inspect what you expect. You still have to do those things. So you still got to understand what it takes to make your woman, your lady happy. You still got to understand. So cool, run the world. Do what you got to do. Come home late. Do what you, again, because you're providing. This is part of it. You want a man that's going to provide? You want to date a boss baby? This is what you want, right? You don't want to date the employee, you want to date the boss. I'm just speaking about the general consensus. That's what you want to date. So if that's what you want to date, understand that what comes along with it. That means that you can't go to everything. You can't be a part of everything and then there's things that you can be a part of. And then there's things that you have to, well, I'm not going to share that. That's maybe too personal. But what I'm saying is if you want a certain life, there's certain things that come along with it. And that's the grand point to what Allison was making. If he's coming home late, don't give him no beef. You know what he was doing. Was he checking in? Was he letting you know, hey babe, I'm leaving this spot, I'm going to this spot? Or is he just staying out all night, coming in saying, babe, I'm out here? No, you can't move like that, fellas. You got to check in and let her know what's going on. You can't just be out here talking about you staying out 2 days out the week and you ain't coming home without checking in and let her know what's going on. Hey, babe, I'm staying out. I know this is my second night. I'm staying out, but let me sit my phone down for a moment and check in on you. How was your day? I got about 30, 40 minutes before my next thing, but how was your day? What you got going on? I know you had a few things going on. Update me. I want to update you because I want to stay on the same page and frequency, because when you don't stay on the same page and frequency, it's easy for the white noise to get in between the frequencies and you guys to miss each other. But again, a lot of you guys want a certain thing, but you guys don't want to show up dressed for the party. You want to wear your hoodie and your Timbs. You want to wear your sneakers. It's not a date if you ain't wearing heels. Y'all know my energy. It's not. We just hanging out. We casually kicking it. It's not a date. What up, Radio? Tap in with me. What up, Carlito? What up, David? What's happening with you? What's happening with you, Benoit? Tap in with me. I want to get it from those that's resting on a mic.
I never heard that before. It's not a date unless you're wearing heels. That's fine. No,
that's my standards.
But you mean like come prepared, right? Is that what you mean, bro?
Yes.
Okay.
Come dressed for the party.
I like that. I like that. There was a lot of great sayings today. Inspect what you expect. I like that a lot. Inspect what you put in some work, do some research. To get what you want. I did like that. I like what Mr. Breeze had to say earlier too. How women are doing more and more in this day. It's not the horse and carriage days, so more women are independent. And you do kind of want a woman that does 100%, like meaning that you're all in. If you cook, she washes the dishes. And like he was using the example of helping the kids with the homework, you throw out the trash. You guys are all in for the same common goal, right? The common goal is to make sure the household is good, saving money, whatever it is. You compromise, you work together. I also like what Allison had to say just about being willing to compromise, and nobody wants to fight the world. It's hard out there. You're dealing with the corporate world, or if you're an entrepreneur, you got your businesses. You don't want to come home and fight your partner. You want that to